An emergency Board of Education meeting tonight in Polk County because of the impacts of COVID-19.
Polk County is one of the last school systems in the state to adopt a mandatory mask mandate, and that happened tonight.
News 13's Hannah McKenzie was there along with a number of parents.
A large crowd gathered outside the Stearns Education Center tonight, those on both sides of the mask issue. Inside, though, the school board also somewhat divided. The Polk County Board of Education calling an emergency meeting Tuesday night. Dozens gathering outside the Stearns Education Center to voice their opinion over masks.
My body, my choice!
Two groups clearly divided.
Kids under 12 don't have the opportunity to be vaccinated, and when you remove the mask from the equation, we're taking that last layer of protection away from them.
This virus doesn't harm children enough to warrant masks. That they're no more at risk than the normal flu season.
Minutes before the meeting started, one woman getting a voicemail from her daughter's school.
I'm calling to inform you that an individual at your child's school has been determined by the Polk County Health Department to be positive for COVID-19.
Seating limited to 29 attendees, angering some turned away at the door.
This is about our kids. You're not going to let us go in and see.
Inside, the board voting 5-2 to implement a mandatory mask mandate effective immediately. Exceptions will be honored on a case-by-case basis.
One side's not losing, one side's not winning. None of us are winning. When kids are out of school for whatever reason, nobody's winning.
The decision coming on the heels of 3 schools within the county being shut down due to COVID-19 impacts. Those schools scheduled to resume classes Wednesday. Polk County also making the list Tuesday evening on the North Carolina Health and Human Services COVID-19 clusters in school settings data, with 5 students at Polk Central Elementary School testing positive. Tonight's meeting was quick. The motion to implement masks was discussed and voted on within 40 minutes. The policy will be revisited and revoted on at least once per month.
Federal pandemic unemployment benefits are officially done in North Carolina.
And for some, that means $300 fewer each week. News 13's Anjali Patel explains what help is still available for those who are struggling to make ends meet.
According to the North Carolina Division of Employment Security, about 70% of the people who were getting unemployment benefits prior to September 4th now no longer qualify. Over the last 17 months, expanded federal unemployment benefits have helped those who lost their jobs due to the pandemic.
This has been really a lifeline of income for many families throughout the pandemic.
That lifeline now gone. While state unemployment benefits remain, they only provide up to 13 weeks of benefits with a maximum of $350 a week. And self-employed and independent contractors don't qualify for any unemployment benefits at all now, as they were only eligible for federal help. Pisgah Legal Services says this will be a tough blow for many in the mountains whose pocketbooks continue to feel the impact of COVID-19.
One area that we have seen consistently throughout the pandemic being a great need is for people needing help paying both their rent and their mortgage.
They're reminding people that other forms of aid are still out there, like the HOPE program, which helps with rent and utilities. And public benefits like food stamps and Medicaid are also still available. And with lots of employers desperate for workers, some are wondering if the ending of the federal benefits will help.
My personal take is, we may see some increased activity among job seekers with the federal unemployment benefits going away, but I don't really think it's going to be a game changer for employers.
He says that's because there's a disconnect between many job seekers and what jobs are available.
You may have job seekers that are searching for maybe a higher level job that what they lost, and there's only an entry level job available.
Plus, he says there's 23,000 jobs open in our region and about 9,000 people in the Asheville area who are unemployed. So even if they all got a job, we'd still be short 14,000 workers. Now, if you are looking for a job, the WNC Career Expo is on October 12th at the WNC Ag Center. Organizers say employers there will be offering a variety of jobs with great wages and great benefits.
New at 5:30, with some exceptions, food trucks are not allowed in Maggie Valley.
News 13's Rex Hodge reports bringing them in is on the menu now inside Town Hall.
Food trucks in Maggie Valley, and the fundamental question before leaders is, How much value would they bring here? For example, keeping visitors here in town, or would they have too much of a negative impact on bricks and mortar restaurants?
The first thing that customers, guests ask is, where do we go eat? Before they even put their credit card down on the counter.
Before taking any action, the Board of Aldermen is debating the issue, collecting information, looking at options. One of them is allowing food trucks on public spaces with permits.
The board is exploring option 2 that would allow this, get more research.
And I believe that there's a lot of people that live in Maggie Valley that needs to be aware of the discussion that we're having.
Mayor Mike Eveland ran a motel and restaurant in town for years. His position on food trucks is clear.
I'm opposed to them. As a basic value, I believe brick and mortar pay taxes. They can't leave if the times get tough.
Alderman Philip White believes there's a place for food trucks.
In the last 15 years that I've been basically involved in government, we've always had an opportunity to try to help people and not just say no. And I think there's certain properties where it'll fit the need.
The issue is feeding discussion. Business owners chiming in.
I think they would afford people an opportunity to actually abide by CDC guidelines, in addition to add some diversification to the valley that we don't already have.
Residents wanting more awareness and input from the local population.
But I don't think that we've heard enough from the actual people that live here. We want more options. We want people to be able to stay in Maggie Valley and spend money in Maggie Valley.
Likely require insurance, and we would
They want any pilot program to run long enough to fully understand the user experience.
I love the pilot program idea. Let's try it. And then if there's some major impact on our brick and mortars, then we can reevaluate that.
We're going to have to take this slow and easy and make sure that we do the right thing.
The board is in agreement about collecting more information about the impact of food trucks here.